Do you feel completely burnt out from taking care of a loved one with dementia? Today we have global thought leader Dr. Paul Nussbaum on what you can do to make your world better. In the next 10 minutes, you'll learn practical tips for taking care of you so you can care for others. Welcome. I'm Nicole Scheidel, CEO of Fit Minds, and today we're talking with Dr. Paul Nussbaum, a neuropsychologist, author of Save Your Brain, and a leading expert in brain health. Welcome, Dr. Nussbaum.
Thank you, Nicole. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
So we've all heard a lot about caregivers who are prone to burnout and depression. What exactly are the health consequences for caregivers, and what are the signs that they should look for to know that they're, experiencing burnout?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of the things we don't do a very good job of is paying attention to the caregivers. It actually starts with the caregiver because they're so involved with their energy and their care with trying to help someone else. When an individual is in the role of caregiving, it's very, very common that they will experience stress and anxiety and depression. Fully a third of caregivers will have clinical depression. The number is even higher for symptoms of depression and anxiety. Some of the warning signs would be things such as irritability, fatigue, relationship problems, forgetfulness, making some mistakes, perhaps even symptoms of chronic pain, headache, nightmares. All of these things are just the body's way of expressing that the load is a bit too heavy. And that's why it's always very important for the caregiver to be conscious of these things, to be conscious of their own body, because the body sometimes will tell us what we're experiencing psychologically in a physical way. So changes therefore have to be made.
Okay, so if I'm feeling some of those symptoms, I'm feeling those things that you describe in my body, what are some things that I can do to mitigate the risk of caregiver burnout?
Yeah, what I try to do with the caregivers that I work with, or even if I'm in a caregiver role, is number one, to be conscious of what we just said. So you have to kind of pay attention to yourself. That's the number one mistake made by a lot of caregivers, is they give all of themselves away and they tend to forget their own health and well-being. So if some of those things happen, one of the things to do is to simply stop and remove oneself from the role of caregiving. For example, instead of visiting every day, sometimes a good recommendation is to visit 3 or 4 times a week to kind of pull back from the situation that is stressful. It might be just reducing the amount of time that you interact with the person that you're caregiving. On the other side, you have to begin to increase the amount of time that you allocate to yourself. And this might be something, for example, increasing or starting sometime each and every day when you exercise. Giving yourself some time each and every day where you just are able to meditate or to relax, to engage in some deep breathing exercises, to take a walk, to do something that's joyful or pleasurable for you. One of the things caregivers lose is pleasure in life. They're so overwhelmed they have forgot what it is that causes them joy. It might mean something like getting back in touch with somebody who is a friend, going out with friends, doing some things that help your mind escape from that role of caregiving, even for brief periods of time.
Okay, so if someone listening right now finds that they're in that situation, what are some practical steps? How could they really make it practical for them to start putting into practice some of those suggestions that you make?
Well, one of the things that we can use is we're highly routinized animals. Homo sapiens, humans, we're very routinized animals. And part of the role of a caregiver is that we've gotten in the routine of caregiving. And again, when that occurs, and these are very good caregivers, by the way, they're giving all their love and compassion to the person that they love very much, they have forgotten themselves. And so it really is just practical, and it's not rocket science, but it's just a matter of slowing down, stopping, and reacquainting oneself with what it is you like to do, what used to bring you pleasure. I think what I try to allocate is dosing, for example. Exercise 3 times a week to 4 times a week, even if it's just 15 to 20 minutes a day. I advocate 30 minutes a day of just spending time with yourself, doing what it is that brings you some peace of mind. I advocate writing down literally some of the things that used to give you pleasure and going out and doing those again. Sometimes the person will tell me, well, you know, we used to take a walk, or we used to do a movie, we used to have a board game night. We used to go down to the local, sweet shop and get an ice cream cone. These kinds of simple things have been lost, and with that, some of the identity of the caregiver has been lost. Eating more healthy is a very practical tip that a person can do. Sometimes when we're under a lot of stress, we go for fast food, or we go for food that doesn't require a lot of time in both the cooking of it or the eating of it. And so slowing down there again and enjoying a good meal is a very practical tip that people can do. And when you step back from this, you think about it, we're talking about areas of nutrition and spirituality and physical activity and socialization. And these are all the things that are very, very important for our general well-being and psychological health.
So that's really great. So thanks so much. I think everyone can at least take one of those things and implement in that in their life right now to make a difference. And so, Dr. Nussbaum, if people want to get more information from you, what's the best way for them to contact you?
The easiest way is just simply to go to my website, which is paulnussbaum.com. That's spelled PaulNussbaum.com. And all the contact information is there should they want to get a hold of me.
Okay, thank you very much. And so if you're listening today and really would like to get more involved with us, we'd like you to go below this video and fill out some of the questions to let us know what your stressors are, or visit us on the caregiving forum and interact with other people and discuss with them what the stressors are and how you are making a difference in your life by taking some of Dr. Nussbaum's advice and implementing it in your own life. Thank you very much.